Once upon a time, in a quiet little village lived a very poor laborer. His daily routine was simple but tough. Dig up soil, load it onto his trusty donkey, and haul it to the market to sell for a meager living. It was just enough to get by, day after day. One particularly hot afternoon, while he was digging, his shovel struck something hard with a loud asterisk, clink asterisk. He bent down, curious, and brushed the dirt away. In his hand he held a stunning, brilliantly shining stone. It sparkled under the sun, unlike anything he'd ever seen. But to him it was just a pretty rock. He had no idea of its true worth. Thinking it would make a fun little toy or a charming decoration, he tied it with a piece of string and hung it around his donkey's neck. With the stone jingling on his donkey, the laborer made his way through the village towards the market. As he passed by the bustling town square, a wealthy merchant, known for his keen eye for fine goods, spotted the glittering object from his shop doorway. His curiosity piqued, he stepped out and stopped the laborer. "My good man," the merchant called out, "what is that fascinating, shiny thing hanging on your donkey?" The laborer, a simple and honest man, just smiled back and said, "Oh, this? It's just a pretty stone I found while I was digging today." The merchant examined it closer. He didn't know what it was, but it was certainly beautiful. He thought it would make a nice curiosity piece to display in his shop. "It's quite lovely," the merchant said. "I'll give you 50 rupees for it." For the laborer, 50 rupees was a huge amount, more than he usually earned in several days. His eyes lit up. Without a moment's hesitation, he agreed, happily took the money, and went on his way, feeling like the luckiest man alive. The merchant, pleased with his purchase, hung the stone prominently in his shop window. It caught the light beautifully and drew the attention of many passers-by. People would stop and admire it, commenting on its unusual sparkle. But to everyone it was just a decorative rock. That is, until one day a master jeweler from a faraway city happened to be passing through the village. As he walked by the merchant's shop, his eyes fell upon the stone and he froze in his tracks. His heart began to pound in his chest. He, unlike anyone else in this small village, knew exactly what he was looking at. This wasn't just a stone. It was a massive, flawless, and incredibly rare diamond. A treasure worth a fortune. Trying to contain his excitement and appear casual, he walked into the shop. "Good day, sir," he said to the merchant, gesturing towards the window. "That's an interesting piece you have there. How much are you asking for it?" The merchant, still unaware of its real value, shrugged and replied, "Well, I bought it from a laborer for 50 rupees. "Give me 100 and it's yours." The jeweler could barely believe his luck. 100 rupees for a diamond that could buy the entire village. But greed is a funny thing. A smirk played on his lips. He saw a chance to get an even better deal. 100 is a bit steep for a simple stone," the jeweler scoffed. "I'll offer you 80, take it or leave it." He was confident the merchant would cave. But the merchant, feeling the price of 100 was already a fair profit, stood his ground. "No, 100 is my price," he said firmly. The jeweler, trying to call the merchant's bluff, turned to leave. "Fine," he said, "I'll be back tomorrow. Perhaps you'll have changed your mind by then." He walked away, absolutely certain the stone would be waiting for him the next day. He couldn't imagine anyone else recognizing its value, but fate, as it often does, had other plans. That very same evening, another jeweler's car broke down right in front of the merchant's shop. While waiting for it to be repaired, he glanced into the shop window and his jaw dropped. He too saw the magnificent diamond sparkling under the shop lights. He rushed inside, his heart racing. He didn't haggle, he didn't hesitate. He knew the value of the opportunity right in front of him. He immediately pulled out 100 rupees from his wallet and said, "I'll take the stone in the window." The deal was done in an instant. The second jeweler left with the priceless diamond, feeling like he'd won the lottery. The next morning, the first jeweler returned, smug and ready to bargain. He strode into the shop and looked towards the window, but the spot where the diamond had been was empty. Panic began to set in. "Where is the stone?" he asked the merchant, his voice trembling slightly. The merchant calmly replied, "I'm sorry, sir. I sold it last night for 100 rupees. The jeweler's face turned pale, then red with rage. "You fool, you absolute idiot," he shouted, throwing his hands in the air. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" That wasn't just a stone. That was a priceless diamond worth millions, not a mere 100 rupees. The shopkeeper listened patiently until the jeweler finished his tirade. Then, with a calm and steady voice, he looked the jeweler right in the eye and said, "Sir, you may be right. I did not know it was a diamond. To me, it was just a stone I bought for 50 and sold for 100. But you knew exactly what it was. You knew it was worth millions. And yet, you were willing to lose it all just to argue over 20 rupees. So you tell me, who is the real fool here?" And that silence says it all, doesn't it? This story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest opportunities are lost, not because of ignorance, but because of greed and hesitation. The laborer was happy with his 50 rupees, the merchant was happy with his 100, and the second jeweler was ecstatic with his incredible fortune. The only one left with nothing but regret was the one who knew the most but tried to grab just a little bit more. So what do you think? Who was the real fool in this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching and spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this story and the lesson behind it, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. It really helps a lot. Until next time, keep your eyes open for your own diamonds and don't let